Today we're going to be looking at how to solve two-step inequalities. So let's start off with a story problem. It says your school soccer team is trying to break the record for goals scored in one season. Your team has already scored 88 goals this season. So already 88 down. The record is 138 goals. With 10 games remaining on the schedule, how many goals on average does your team need to score per game to break the record? Okay, so we already have 88 goals scored. So I know that the number that we've scored, I have to add at least, I'm trying to get to at least 138. So I'm going to think about this in words first. So the goals scored this season plus, now how am I going to get this number of goals scored the rest of the season? Well, I know I have a certain number of games left. So I'm going to say the number of games left times, now I'm looking for the number of goals I'm scoring per game. So however many games there are times how many goals I'm scoring per game. That's going to be the total amount I get for the rest of the season. So the number of games left times the goals scored per game. So I've gotten a certain amount, so that's how many I've already scored this season, plus however many games there are, times how many goals I'm scoring per game. That needs to be greater than the school record. It can be bigger. It can't be equal. That's not going to be breaking it. That'll be tying it. But it's got to be bigger than the school record. So let's plug in some numbers here. I know I've already scored 88 goals this season, so that's that first part. Plus, it says we have 10 games left times, I don't know how many goals I need to score per game. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So 10 times, we'll call it G. And let's define our variable over here. That's always a good idea. G that's the average number of goals I'm scoring per game. And that's what the problem is asking. So 88 plus 10 times however many goals I'm scoring per game needs to be bigger than the school record, which was 138. Okay, so now that represents the situation. So let's solve it. Let's solve this for G. Now, just like with a two-step equation, I'm trying to get G by itself. I've got addition and multiplication. When I'm solving an equation, I kind of do opposite of order of operation. So I want to do any addition or subtraction first. So I'm going to subtract 88. I'm left with 10 times G. I'm just going to put 10G is greater than, with addition and subtraction, I don't need to worry about flipping the sign. So the sign. So 138 minus 88, that gives me 50. And I have 10 times G, so do the opposite of multiply and divide by 10. That's going to give me G is greater than 5. So I need to score 5 or more goals. So actually not 5 or more, just more than 5 goals on average per game. Average per game. That's how many I need to score, or the team needs to score to beat the record.